you feel lonely. They make you feel lonely. You always think, is does he love me? Is she still in love with me? Are we still on the same pace? Hmm. Relationship is about a partnership. The same kind of love I give to you, you must give it back to me in the same whatever. If I'm calling or checking up on each other in a relationship, should not just be left for one party. We both are in the relationship and we both should work hand in hand to make it work. It's not like one person is trying to make everything work. One person is calling, one person is saying I love you all the time, one person is trying to make it work, and then the other person is just relaxed, and every time you're making your partner think, go through emotional stress. So that's that about emotional abuse. Now let's talk about verbal abuse. Now, one thing about verbal abuse is that there's name calling in the relationship. They say all sort of things. They use curse words. They call you mean names. I've heard someone call his fiancé an elephant. Excuse me, how can that be an adjective that you would use to qualify someone you love? That's a no for me. When there is name calling, see, one thing about verbal abuse is that what it does to the abused is that it makes you lose confidence in yourself, such that it destroys your self-esteem. So when you're with someone and the only thing you constantly hear from them is things are things that makes you feel bad, are things that makes you go back to your closet or makes you go back to your home, and then you're thinking you're feeling worthless. Of course, that's a sign you may want to watch out for. Verbal abuse is not something that should be swept under the carpet. It is something that is very, very serious. See, we all need that one person in our life that would keep encouraging us with with sweet words, even when they know that everything is going down the drain. They are there to always use their words to motivate, to encourage you. Even those days you don't feel you look beautiful, but you have that person in your life that can tell you, no, regardless of what you look like, I love you. You still look beautiful. You still look good. Of course, there are some times in your life that you feel like you're no longer looking smart. You no longer feel good. But there's nothing as sweet as having that person beside you, having someone encouraging you, having someone saying sweet words to you, having someone making you regain your confidence. And it will be so lovely to hear that from someone you claim you love. But when you're in a relationship with someone that says nothing good about you, then it's a sign you may want to watch out for. Like I said in my story, that my ex then would say things. I've always known that I'm a beautiful girl. Yes, even right now, I know I'm still beautiful, right? Okay, he would always say things to me that would make me go back. I was scared of even looking at the mirror. You can imagine how bad it was. I used to be. I know myself to always be a beautiful girl. Even when I was a teenager, I was on low cut. I did not usually wear makeup, but then again, I still look beautiful on my low cut even without makeup. But then I met someone that would always, because he was just using me to feed his insecurity, because he does not want whatever he's saying. If he tells me I look beautiful, perhaps he think or he feels it may get into my head, and I may want to start feeling like a fine girl, and then it may eventually get into my head and all that. So he feels the only way he can stop all that is for him to keep telling me that I don't look good, for him to keep telling me that I'm too slim, I'm too thin, I'm too fat. If you're with someone that do not hesitate to use the flaws in your body to abuse you, then it's a sign you may want to take seriously. Yes, someone that talks you down, someone that makes you lose self confidence. Of course, you know I'm slim or you know I'm fat before you met me. So why would you always say it to my face? Why would you always, oh, I know I have a big head. Why should I always hear it from you that I have a big head? I know I have big eyes, big eyeballs. I know I have eyeballs rather. I know I have big nose. I know I have a big lip. But why should you be the one to tell me? Why should it be coming from you that I have a big lips or I have a big head when we are not joking? Some people even say it jokingly. There are some things that should not be taken as joke. Anything that has to do with your body. That's about verbal abuse. You do not want to be with someone that constantly uses the words of their mouth to pull you down. Verbal abuse is a sign, is a red flag that should never be ignored. God. Now let's talk about sexual abuse. We all know that sex before marriage is a sin, right? But there are some people that abuse their partner in a relationship sexually. I heard a story of a young girl that the the boyfriend would always have sex with her at every beck and call. Even if the girl is on a period, he would still have sex with her. You can imagine how bad that is. Someone that already feels he has rights to your body. And then if she complains, you'll be like, do you want me to go and get it out there? If you cannot give me, I'll go out. Excuse me, we are not even married. Aside from the fact that fornication is a sin, you're not even married to this person. So when someone is already feels he has rights to your body, or when someone already feels if when someone already is already saying, if you cannot give me, I will go out there to get it. In a relationship, imagine what will happen in marriage. Let me tell you one thing, it is not every day of your life in marriage that you feel like having sex. That's just the simple and honest truth. There are so many times, of course, we should not deny our partners of sex, but there are some times that your body will not just be you will just be weak, or you're stressed, and then your partner should be able to understand that. Your partner should be able to understand that I'm on my period and you cannot have sex with me. Or when you're in a relationship and someone is already threatening you that if you don't give me sex, I'm going out there to get it. Or they don't care even if you're in the pool of your own blood, they still want to do it with you, and then you feel okay because you don't want him to go out there to get it. You feel, oh, let me just please pack your slippers and run as fast as you can. Okay, sexual abuse is not something. Some people would even go as far as raping you. As I'm saying the fact, I've heard a lot. Some people will go as far as you're telling them you don't want to have sex, or you don't, and they will force themselves on you, and you feel it's because it's on, it's because it's this. Some people would even say, it, a lot of stories. I don't really want to dwell too much on this particular abuse, but if you're experiencing this in your relationship, I beg you with every fiber inside of me, pack your slippers and run. It's a red flag you should not never ignore. Now, the last type of abuse I'll be talking about is physical abuse. My sister, once there is physical abuse, once he has slapped you once, or he's even he like something I did not say in my while I was sharing my story, and this is very funny, right? That even when my younger sister joking, he would just like, I will slap you. See, there are so many times that my ex would, maybe when I do something, when I offend, or when there's an issue in the relationship, or I say things that I'm not meant to say, he would just be like, I will give you that slap. I will someone like, I will slap you in the relationship. My sister, run for your life, because there's one day that slap will eventually land on your face. One day, even if it does not happen in the relationship, it will happen in marriage. Physical abuse is not something you should take with levity. See, a lot of destinies have been cut short, a lot of lives have been destroyed, a lot of people are have lost vital parts of their body because of physical abuse. So physical abuse in a relationship is a red flag you should never ignore. Is something that you cannot even negotiate it. You cannot even give an excuse that maybe it's because I said this, is because I said that, that was why it hits me. Once it happens, please pack your bag and leave the relationship. Okay, so but one thing I want you to know is that nobody's perfect. Like I said earlier, does not mean you should end up with the most terrible person, or the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. There's nothing good a devil has to offer. Does not have anything good to offer to anyone. So please do not allow these popular sayings deceive you. Please do not see those red flags in your relationship, all these things I've mentioned, if it's happening in your relationship, please don't ignore them. They are enough reasons for you to leave a relationship. See, you're not just doing this for yourself. One thing I want you to know is that the partner you end up with will definitely tell. It's not just the decisions you're making right now about the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with is not just for you, it's for yourself, your children, your unborn children. Trust me, if you don't want to hear what children who came out from a broken home or a home where there is abuse, you do not want to know the emotional and mental torture they are going through or they have to go through. It is until you hear the side of their story that is when you will know that this decision you're about to make is not just about you, it's about your children as well. Trust me, you want to have a home that will be conducive for your children, a home where your children will always want to come back to. We had a lot of people when I was still in school. I have someone that every other person would leave the hostel, but this girl does not. She would stay first and second semester in the hostel. People will go and come back and meet her in the hostel. She doesn't just want because there's no peace in the home. So the decision you are making right now is not just about you, it's about your children. I've worked with children before, and there are times that you just see a child doing very well in school, and all of a sudden their performance just start to drop. It happens to a lot of children. They are thinking they are in the class, but yet they are absent. They are in the class, and yet their mind is at home. They are thinking about what their dad said to their mom, or how their mom abused their dad, or how their dad hit their mom. Imagine what the children of Osinachi will be going through right now. Those children are thrown into. In fact, I'm just praying to God that they are able to recover from this shock that they are in right now. Because aside from the fact that they lost their mom, their dad is no longer with them. They are more like orphans right now. And let me tell you one thing, that there's absolutely nobody that can train your children or that can love your children the way you do. So trust me, you want to build a home with someone that you'll be able to stay in the marriage no matter what happens. You'll be able, like I said, nobody is perfect. We all have our imperfections, right? But make sure that imperfection is something that you can still live with. You can still live at peace with your partner, with your family, with your children. Okay, now this will bring us to the end of this video. I hope this video inspires you. I hope you're inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode where I'll be talking about why you cannot leave that relationship despite the fact that you have seen all the signs. And let me quickly say this, all the signs I mentioned are not just red flags, are not just restricted to that those points mentioned alone. It's very, very broad. This will bring us to the end of the video. I hope this video inspires you. I hope please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this with people you know would need this, people you know would like to, people you know in your life. You know you have a friend that is going through this, but they don't just know they are in an abusive relationship. You've spoken to them and all that, but they are still thinking, they are still giving excuses for their partner. Please share this video with them. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.